Guy Smith, President of the Alberta Union of Provincial Employees. Our strike started a couple of minutes ago. What transpired over the weekend was that we did have an offer from the employer that we looked at very seriously over the weekend. In fact, negotiations continued throughout the weekend. Unfortunately, the employer, despite agreeing in principle to most of the issues that we had on the table, was determined to have in the collective agreement provisions which basically allowed them to fire anybody at any time for any reason without just cause. And that's sort of the cornerstone of any union agreement, is to make sure that workers have a right to have that decision appealed, whether it's through a grievance procedure or some other process. To have a provision where there's no just cause is totally unacceptable to us, and that's why we find ourselves on the picket lines at the moment. What we've been told by the employer is because we didn't agree to that provision, everything else is off the table, so we're back at square one, unfortunately. The employer has the right to hire and fire. That's the responsibility of the employer, but it has to be done fairly and through due process. And that's all we're asking for, is that a due process, provision be in place. That's all. And if someone doesn't have the passion to be in this line of work, then the employer has the ability to respond to that. If they feel that someone isn't doing their job, they have the right to fire them. But every worker should have the right to have that decision appealed. Otherwise, it gives the employer just free rein to be able to fire people for any reason they want. So it's impossible for workers to work in that kind of environment. As you probably know, we almost had a deal this weekend. Almost. But this company wants to have the right to be able to fire you for any reason at any time without you having any right to recourse. We will not allow that to happen. You have to be able to work in a work environment where you are protected and where your rights are protected and where you're treated decently. And you know what? By standing out here together and taking this stand, and I know it's difficult, I know how hard it is to leave the residents that you love and care for to be out here. But you're doing this for not only for yourselves, but for them as well. Because when you're treated well, that's when they get the best service delivery possible. So you're doing the right thing. No matter how hard this is, stick together, stay strong. We will win this struggle because you are solid, you're strong, and I'm so proud of you today. Well done.